All right, in this video, we're going to go through how we will set up the RAM concept API. It's going to be a dry run, so I haven't tested this out before, but we'll see if it works. Under API documentation, in here we've got 2025, all that good stuff. And then I think in here there's something that says how to install. Yep, installing. So I already have Python on my computer. And then RAM Concept also recommends using Visual Studio Code, which is easy to install. They give you a link here. So let's go ahead and try this. So installing the API, command prompt, change the directory. Let me go find that location. So I think this is under C, program files, Bentley, engineering. Yeah, so I bet it's under here. RAM concept, and then it says change the directory of your install file. So I bet there's an exe file in here. Type extension, a whole bunch of DLLs. Yep, that's probably where we need to switch to. Open a command prompt, change to the directory. So I don't think I have a command prompt in here, but let's go to what's that called? PowerShell. If you're on desktop. And then we're gonna do CD. And I think all right, so now we're CD means change directory. Now we're located at the root of where RAM concept's installed. And then it says type the command, change the directory, the drive and directory to the Python subdirectory of the ramcon, and then type in the command setup.bat. So I'm gonna try that. Get an error. Let's see what I've done wrong. So I will recommend ChatGPT nowadays. And let's navigate over to here. So say I am installing API. Here is, move it back over here. What has gone? You fix this, so that's good. Usually, but the bigger issue. Oh, maybe I didn't navigate to the right file. Is there a Python file in here? Ooh, there is a Python file in here. Okay, so that is where I went wrong. And again, ChatGPT to the rescue. So let's navigate over there. Oh, and then I'm doing that wrong as well. So you gotta put that in quotation marks. Then let's try this again. Setup.bat. So this is telling this program to run this Windows batch application. So I think that's where I was going wrong. Before we were looking in here and there's no setup.bat. So that's a dumb mistake. And now we get a new error. Setup.bat is not recognized. Go back to ChatGPT. Let's try that. Maybe I was in the wrong folder. Well, it looks like this is working now. We're building things, and then I have installed this before on work computers, but never on my personal computer. But it looks like this has worked correctly. And the one thing I want to double check is I know that it should install a bunch of Python files. So let's send that back to ChatGPT and see what happens. Did not fully install it. Saying he's run as an administrator. Right click on PowerShell and start it. Let's try that again. PowerShell, run as admin. Get this pop up, that's fine. So let's do this again. So now we're in. I wonder what version I have of Python. Let's see if that works. Looks like I already have that installed, so that's all good. Looks like we're actually installing things this time, so that's good. All right, so that all looks good. Let's send this back to ChatGPT. So now let's have ChatGPT make a little Python test with RAM concept. So let's make a new file. Elevated floor, sure. And then let's make a floor, I guess. Oh, let's try. It's good. Okay, file save as. And then save this in my directory. That's all good. We're gonna hit save on that. And then let's tell ChatGPT to do a quick little test. Please make 4-point loads on the live load layer of the model located here in Python. Please make a 2-kip, 4-kip, and 6 and 10-kip load at 0, 0, 10, 0, 10, 10, and 20. Please put. So now with your code, let's do a new file. Let's make a Python file. We'll wait for ChatGPT to do its thing. I hope this works. I was hoping it would remember how to do this, but I might need to give it a little guidance. I can do that by providing a little context from the API documentation. So let's do that real quick because it seems to be thinking hard. I've already worked with the API before, and it seems like ChatGPT and other AI models seem to remember a little bit about what's happening. So I think if I give it a little snip from the API, it should be able to do better. So let's go here, how to, and then how to add loads and loadings. In general, I try to be maybe a little more selective in how I would do this, but let's just feed it this full thing and then say, please output this in the full Python file. So I'll let this run. With a little bit more prompting, you can get much better results out of this. So let's do that. So let's try this. Spit out some code. Let's close our thing down because generally you don't want that open if you're doing this. So that looks good. Doesn't seem like there are any errors. Let's call this generate point loads. That's good. And then let's run this. I didn't think that would work. I was hoping to show maybe a little bit more of an error, but maybe it did work. So we might be lucky here. Did its thing. Okay, we did get this. Concept has no attributes. Save. I think. Let's see what happened here. I bet it didn't work. Loading. So let's comment that out. Oh, I commented that out. I don't remember seeing that before. So let's run this now. Close this back down. You can see what it's doing. Saving model, done. But that was already printed out. So let's see. Don't think this worked either because it still shows the old, yeah, nothing's on there. So let's fix that. Live load reducible layer. I think that's correct. I'm going to give it a little more prompting in that I know I've already written code that works. And again, I would generally try to recommend reading the documents, but if you just want to get something up and functional, it's probably okay to code, well, as they say, vibe code. So let's go grab some code that actually works. And let's do that. So I'm going to my GitHub. And I know here's some example code that works. And let's go back and feed this in and ask ChatGPT to find the differences. Please create the 4 points. So it's saying model not concept.save. So let's copy this and see if this works. So again, the barrier to entry of coding has never been lower, and for better or for worse, I think for better, for structural engineers, this is a great approachable way to approach coding. So you can see it says it saved and created the loads. I'm guessing that this probably worked. I like that I see the timestamp here has been updated. So let's go ahead and open this. And now I'm guessing when we go to live load reducible layer, yeah, you can see that this means there's a load created on it. And then if I come over to here, you can see there are 4-point loads. If I generate the mesh, looks like maybe units are a little off, but I'm guessing the coordinates of this are 0, 0, and ChatGPT did its thing. So that is getting up and running with the RAM Concept API.